Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Shaunneka and today I will be guiding you through a quick Yin Yoga sequence. So this is going to be full body. I know the past few classes that I put out have been a bit longer and the holds have been a bit longer. So this one's going to be just a little bit shorter and the holds are going to be about 3.5 to 4 minutes long. For this practice you are going to need 2 blocks and we will go ahead and get started with our first posture, which will be pigeon. Finding your tabletop position, you're going to bring your right shin to the top of the mat and set it down. Untuck your left toes and shimmy your left leg back as much as is comfortable for you. Just making sure that your knee and your big toe is in a nice long line if you cannot bring your shin parallel to the top of the mat. Making sure you're squaring off your hips towards the front. And when you notice that, you'll notice I have a slight gap between the floor and my hip. If you have a block or a towel, you can place it there. Inhale for length. And exhale to fold forward any amount. Noticing how much pressure you're placing into the forearms. Maybe you need to open your elbows out a little bit wider. Really allowing the belly to be soft here. Nice big belly breaths. Maybe considering bringing your forehead down on stacked palms and warming your elbows closer to the top of the mat, or maybe bringing your forehead to the mat. Coming into our last few breaths here. Really trying to find length in all directions. Maybe you inchworm your left foot back a little bit more. Your last 2 breaths here before we transition. Inhale. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Lift the gaze. Push into your palms. Walk yourself all the way back upright. From here, you're going to lean your weight into your right hip and swing your left leg that was out behind you, out in front of you. So making sure that your right shin now is parallel to the top of the mat and your right foot is flexed. Take your left leg, swing it over the right, making sure that your ankle comes off of the right knee to protect it. This is where you may want to take your blocks. You could place one block underneath your foot and one block underneath your left knee. From here, I like to spider my fingertips behind me. Inhale to find length. And then exhale, I just lean forward. And as we go deeper, I'll move deeper into the pose. If you had your hands behind you, maybe bring them out in front of you now. Coming into our last few breaths here. Really trying to swell up through the back of the rib cage here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Spreading your fingertips to bring yourself all the way back up. Lean back, uncross the legs. And just let that air out for a moment. Bring your fingertips behind you and sink back into your shoulder girdle. Opening the eyes and setting ourselves up for pigeon on the other side. So I always like to find myself back in that tabletop position. I just find that it helps set me up in the pose in a nice way. So taking the left shin now, and you're going to bring it parallel to the top of the mat. And again, you want a nice long line from your knee to your big toe. Extend your right leg behind you, look over your shoulder, make sure it's nicely behind you, not on a diagonal. And if your left hip doesn't come to the mat, you can always place a block or a towel there. Square your hips off towards the front, find length. And exhale to fold. So you can start off on your forearms and gradually work your way to your edge. So again, really allowing the belly to be soft and to relax that back leg. So no tensing of the quad or the toes. Just allowing everything to soften. Maybe you drop down onto stacked palms. Coming into our last few breaths here, maybe you extend your arms forward. Maybe you extend that right leg back just a little bit, finding length in both directions. Take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Lifting the gaze, push into the palms, walk yourself all the way back up. Lean your weight into the left hip this time and swing your right leg out from behind you, out in front of you. So bringing your left shin now parallel to the top of the mat and swing your right leg over top so your right foot hangs off of the left knee. Set yourself up here. And again, you'll notice I have a big gap between my left foot and my right knee. You can place the block there if that feels good. Finding length, you can spider your fingertips behind you. And on the exhale, lean the weight forward. Maybe walking your fingertips out in front of you now. Taking our last few breaths here. So doing whatever necessary to find a little bit more depth. I've placed my forearms on top of my shins. Just feels good in the moment. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Open the eyes, lift the gaze, uncross the legs, and just let that air out for a moment. So this is where you're going to want to grab your 2 blocks. So we'll be coming into a heart opener with butterfly legs. So taking your top block, or your first block, and placing it at the top of the mat, and placing your second block just in front of it. So the key here is that you don't want the first block digging into your low back. You want it slightly away so that when you come down onto the block, you're able to hug the block with your shoulder blades. And then the top block goes just underneath the head. So you can bring your arms out wide. I like to keep a bend in the elbow. I feel more of a stretch in my chest. And then go ahead and bring the soles of the feet to touch. Just allow yourself to drop. If you'd like to work more of the inner thighs, bringing the soles of the feet closer towards the groin. We've done a lot of outer hip opening. This is a nice way to just balance out the hips. Maybe you can bring your arms up overhead. Maybe you interlace the fingers. Or grab onto opposite elbows if that feels better. Making our way into our last few breaths here. Nice long, deep breaths in and out of the nose. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, fill up. Maybe you reach your arms up overhead. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and bend the knees closed. Roll over onto one side. So I'm going to roll to my left side without coming all the way up. Just going to remove the blocks from behind me. Come to lay all the way down onto my back. Extend your legs out wide, arms out wide for your shavasana. So enjoying that nice sensation of you're being pulled into your mat. Nice cooling sensation in the back. Feeling free to stay here for as long as you'd like. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, and I look forward to seeing you back here again soon. Have a wonderful day.